Okay, so I'm going to show you how you can take this and then put it into Farming Simulator to use as a border, and also get your playable terrain from it. Okay, so to get started, go to Data Map. I'm using these 9 tiles here. So once you download them, remember when you do it though, please select the DTM, not the other one. Okay, so then when you go into QGIS even, bring all your files in here, and then select them all, raster merge, and then select them and set it. I delete the rest because I don't need it. So you're working at the height scale, you've got 442.5 minus 275 or 276 would give you like 168 per se. That's your height scale, that's important. Remember that. So now we're going to go layer merged, and we're going to save this as a 380 dpi, which will give us the output. Don't touch these two, only the resolution. Click save. I'll save it as test 02. Wait for it to save. That's done. So just close that down. So the tool we're going to be using is called Gaea. You can get it from quadspinner.com/download, and it's free, but you're limited on resolution you can export to, but that hasn't been a problem for me. So install that and then come back to me. Okay, so now that we've exported it, we can now load up this file. So we'll go new. I won't save it. We then come down here. You can right click, put file, the top one. Okay, and then you come over here, and then we want to go to our test 02 and open. And it might look like this when you first open it up, and that's fine, that is normal. Okay? So, when I click on the build down the bottom, go to this button here, terrain. So we obviously know it's 3,262 across. We also know that we need to have a height scale of 168. This is where you get your terrain right. So, now we've got a very nice area. I think we've done quite well to get it as it is. This is completely random, by the way. I haven't done any planning with this. Randomly chose it and went from there. So, how do we now turn this into a mesh? So, if we just bring this up, we can go to our output, assets, measure. From there we can put the output on file, if it wants to work. Not liking me, there we go. And then you can mark for export. So we're going to save it as an OBJ with triangles. I don't know about adaptive. Go click it on the triangles. We're going to create UVs, not the walls, we're going to create a center pivot. And then you can leave this off as well. Now we can click the build button, and then you can click start build. Now it'll ask you where you want it saved. We'll do a nice little test folder. We'll save it in there. And I'll just name this test 01 to match the name. All these will come up for it to work. That's all fine. So let it go through quick. Okay, so that's done. So now if we go into Blender, we can delete the normal screen. File, import, wavefront. We then need to go to our test. Where have I put it? Where did that save? Hang on. Did I set this up? No, hang on. My fault. Right, now put it to test and set it. Okay, and now we will build again. My apologies. I want you guys to see this live, so you can see when I mess it up or not. Okay, so now we can go into Blender, and then we refresh the file, and you have a measure.obj, 932 megabyte. So wait for it to load in. Might take a second. Okay, so it's very small at the minute. So we need to open up this menu, and your dimensions. These two now are going to be 3,262 and 3,262, and then this then is 168. Go to your view, make sure that your endpoint is just as max as it can go because it'll help. So this is what it looks like then after I think I've done something wrong, but I can't remember. I don't exactly know what I've done. Right, because I went to tries, I'll go adaptive tries and we'll try it again because it might be different. Okay, so we'll go back in, we'll get rid of this mesh because we don't need it. Right, file, import, obj, load it in. Right, okay, that went quicker. So, yeah, this is what I've done. So 3262, 3262, 168, and boom. You now have everything in that you need. So, but now you're going to say, well, why can't I do the playable area? That's fine. So, with this one, we're going to go mesh, cube. Your cube now needs to be, say, 2049 by 2049 and by 2049. So that's your playable, and then this is all your border. So we can scale Z down, just so it's right in the right path. So we want to click on Mesher. Down here to Modifier, Boolean, turn these two off, and then select your cube, and then apply. And it's done quite quickly when you do it that way. When you turn this off, you now have your border mesh done. I do advise doing this with extras on the site and whatever you. Okay, so remember we had QGIS open, that's fine. So at the top, there is a place called plugins. You need to go to manage and install plugins. And then we need the quick map services installed. So make sure you have that. When you have that, you can click here, bing, and you can cut the satellite. That'll load the satellite in for the right area of what you need. Right, and now we need to select the Bing satellite project. Oh, the PDF. Oh my god, twice in one go. Export map to image. We're going to go off merged. We're going to set this also to 380. You can double it, you can do whatever you want with this. But we're going to leave it as that and save. We're going to put it in here as test02, but we're going to put sat at the end of it. So we just know what we're working with. So that'll take a moment to save, which is fine. Yeah, so now we can go back into Blender. We can create a new material, call it sat. We can then change this to base color of our image texture, open, go then to get the right image, set it on, and it should be done. And you click up here, click the texture window, and as you can see, that's exactly what the border would be and how it exactly runs properly. So, to export this, it has got 381,000 tries. You can come here, remesh, quads, and then say you want, I don't know, 15,000 on it. But we want to preserve the sharp and preserve the mesh boundaries and preserve attributes, and then press OK. So you might lose some detail doing it this way, but that's generally fine. Okay, now as you go in, it's all nice quads, and you've got 15,000. You've still got some nice details as well. Okay, so onto the Materials tab to change your reference right the way up, that'll help as well. Go inside 3D Exporter, we want to use Mesher, but we're going to change these now to border. I'm going to change this one to border as well because these is what showed up in game. Right. So border, we want to then leave everything as it is, and we want to name it in test and border. that's done. And then we can export selected. You can see it's done. We'll cross out. And of everything, we're going to go and open up GIMP. Now you're going to go open, and now we want to go and grab our test02. So now we go to image, canvas size, and now we need to change this to 2049 by 2049. And if we press center, that's our DM in the center, we want to then press resize. Control A, and then we want to go export onto your desktop. I'll put it in the test folder, and we'll change this to dm.png. Export it, interlacing, and as a 16-bit grey. Everything else should say it's fine. And export. Alright, so we can cross out of there. So what we need you to do now is, you should have your own map. I'll use this one that I set up the other day. We just need to go into our data folder, and we just need to now put in this in here, because this is now set up correctly. I thought it was, and I've messed it up. Where did I put it? I put it in test, didn't I? Yeah, silly me. Right, we need to put this into here. Right, now we're talking the right one. Everything's right. So, now that we're here, we need to go into here, to textures, and now we want to put the satellite image in here. It'll come in handy down the line. Also, the same thing with GIMP again. I'll start it back up. I'm not doing the best here tonight. We want to open. There's a satellite somewhere. And desktop. Have I already put it into here? Yes, I did. No, I did not. Where is it? Textures. Yeah, sat. Come into here. We can then rescale this as well, then just for ease of access to 2049, 2049, into center, resize. And now you want to export as, not overwrite. And then we're going to do playable sat. And then obviously you can leave these as they are and just export. So now let's open up that map, which is here. So open it up quick. When it decides to. Okay, so obviously this image can disappear. So now we've got this. So we need to set this up correctly. So our height scale is 168. Sorry, 168. That's what we have set. Now save. This is where you need to reload then. Why our numbers got really nice earlier. Might take a while for it to save. Okay, and then reload. And it should reload it in then to the right one. Okay, so you might have these purple things, that's fine, just press the up and down. And you're done. So now we want to go to import, maps, textures, under here into our test, then import the border. So we want to get rid of the emissive map. We want to add on an albedo map, which in this case would be in our mods folder. By here, we then want the border, and open. Press yes to convert it over, let it go. Might get an error for it not being the right height scale there, yeah. We're going to press OK, and now you've got your border with your playable terrain. What, within about 10 minutes max? There's a few bits and gaps, but it's a lot quicker than using Blender. So now if we add in a plane, set this to 2049 and 2049 and 2049. Right. Scale by can be 1 actually. And then we'll change this to sat. Albedo map, open, your playable, and then convert it. Which was the worst place to go, but press OK. And now you see we have the layout, which is great. But now we need to go do shape. We then want to press on terrain decal and not rendered in viewport. Then, when you have it underneath the terrain, if you want to look at your layout, which could be quite cool for a logging map, you've got your roads marked exactly where you want it. You can get your layout properly. So it's a quick video, obviously. You can smooth these out. This is like the best way I can get it without having to use a conversion tool. I think that's quite cool. So obviously with this then, yeah, you just smooth it and it was quite easy. Nice and easy, no problems whatsoever. So I'm hoping this has been a somewhat informative video with using Gaea. I need to delve into it a bit more and go from there, but I've had a good play around with it for my map and it's working really positive compared to doing them in 4 different ones. You have it all in one nice big mesh, which only has 56,000 vertices or 28,000 triangles, which is ridiculously cool. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. I've been Rod to Mod, and I'll see you in the next one.